Okay, I love it when someone says they are personally opposed to abortion. Okay, so I did a TikTok on this, and I said that basically you being personally opposed to abortion is like me saying I'm personally opposed to capital punishment, but I'm not going to impose my opinion on the government and tell them what they should do with another person's body. That's basically what that sounds like. And not to bring capital punishment into the discussion, because I'm not even discussing my actual opinions on capital punishment. What I'm saying is for an individual to position themselves in a way where they are saying, okay, you know what? I have an opinion on this, but my opinion would impact your opinion, so I'm not going to push my opinion on you. Okay, that's okay with like choosing gift wrapping paper, but that's not okay with determining whether or not another entity should live or die. Does that make sense? So if I'm personally opposed to someone whipping their child, like with a horse whip, but I feel like it's not my place to tell that person that they shouldn't whip their child with the horse whip, my position should be questioned just a little bit. You know what I mean? Like, maybe it is okay to whip your kid with a horsewhip. I don't think it is, okay? I mean, there are laws. Like if it's visible that you've been beating your child, like if I can see marks on the kid, there are like laws against that. I'm not supposed to be able to see that you've been beating your kid, right? It's no longer traditional corporal punishment. It's like it's abuse at that point, right? But then people would say, well, I'm personally opposed to this parent going the distance and corporal punishing their child, okay? That's even a thing. In the way that they administer corporal punishment. Yeah, but everything has a limit. So, okay, no, you shouldn't probably tell another parent how to discipline their child to an extent. But some measures of discipline are insane and should be talked about. Therein lies why the law was built. If I can see actual visible marks of abuse on a particular child, it's no longer considered traditional corporal punishment. So, in the discussion of abortion and what a woman can quote unquote do with her body, this becomes a very heated topic. And honestly, I feel like it's a cop-out for someone to say, well, I'm personally opposed, but the mother should be able to do whatever she wants to do with her body. Okay. Here's why this is a problem. If it is, in your opinion, a child that is growing within her, and you still withhold your opinion, because you feel as if you're imposing your beliefs on someone else. What you're telling yourself, because you said that you think this is a child that's growing inside of this woman's body, is that you are okay with her killing said child while it is within her body. That's what you're saying. Because again, if I use that pattern of logic, let's take it back to like ancient Rome, okay? Like ancient Rome, where like the gladiator situation was going on, right? And I just said, and I'm not a Roman citizen. Like I'm in Greece, or I'm in Spain, or I'm somewhere else. I'm in another country, right? Those countries even existed. Oh, the Greeks did, but back in the Romans' time, okay? And I just say, you know what? I'm personally opposed to the gladiator games, okay? But it's not my right as a citizen of another country to tell this country what to do with their citizens. Like, that never flies. Like, if the second our national intelligence recognizes that there's genocides going on in other countries, everybody's in an uproar. Where who are you to say what that other country does with their citizens? You know? I mean, yeah, that's something to talk about, right? Where do you draw the line? And I would be more frustrated with people that say they are personally opposed and still don't do anything about it, because that's saying that they understand, they do feel like if the ball was in their court, they would not abort that child, meaning that they believe that it is a kid, that they believe that it is something that deserves honor and respect and a right to life, right? But if the ball wasn't in their court, they wouldn't stop anybody else from terminating that child. Okay? And if A plus B equals C, that means that they do believe it is a life and they will allow somebody else to kill that life. So you are worse off than the person who doesn't even know what is growing up inside of her body and decides to have the abortion, because you do believe it is an entity that deserves to live. Because if the ball was in your corner, you would allow that child to live. But since it's not, you are personally opposed, but you will not push your beliefs on someone else. Ergo, you believe it is a kid that she should have the right to kill because you don't want to push your beliefs on her. That is called being complicit of murder. So it's not a good stance to have. If you are personally opposed, it means you are personally complicit in someone else committing this crime against their unborn child that you yourself would never do. So please consider your position of being personally opposed and reconsider it, because that is a very bad position to have, okay? The German citizens that watched the soldiers take Jews away from neighborhoods, they personally watched these German soldiers take Jews away, friends and family that used to live right next door, but because they had a nice little silver star, a nice little gold star on their chest, they were whisked away, thrown into train carts and taken over to who knows where. They were personally opposed to the German soldiers doing this, but they would not impose their beliefs on the German soldiers acting out on these orders, okay? And the German soldiers themselves, they just said they were doing what they were told to do. They were personally opposed to killing people at random for no apparent reason, simply because of the nature of their nationality. But they had to follow on those orders, even though they were personally opposed to the fact that these orders were probably insane and caused the death of 6 million people. Okay? So yeah, being personally opposed is a personal problem, and you need to reconsider your position. Okay?